Welcome back. You don't want to skip this video if you fall under one of the two categories I'm about to describe, or if you have friends, family, and loved ones who are in this category and you want to help them out. Significantly overweight and 40-50% body fat. Number two, you're coming out of surgery and trying to recover, or you're fairly mature and trying to get into strength training. Ready to find the new you underneath all that fat? I think I can help you with that. The program in this video will be roughly about 3 months, let's say 12 weeks, and part 2 will be another 12 weeks. In the 24 to 25 weeks of part 1 and part 2, you should be looking at losing about 25 pounds, 10 kilos. You heard that right. We're talking about 1 to 2 pounds a week, or half a kilo to 1 kilo a week. If you do it right and you stay dedicated, in about 6 months, you would have shed that weight and you would be that much more trimmer. Have I got your attention? Now let's get on with the details. So I'm going to be covering 3 sections now. The first one is tools, second one is nutrition, and the third is exercise. Let's start with tools. Tools are the most important thing that you need because you want to make sure you're making progress. 4 tools that you need. The first one, taking pictures of yourself every week or every 2 weeks and keep a record of that to see progress. Number 2, you want a weighing scale. If you don't have a weighing scale, get one that is electronic and that measures your body fat as well. Third one, you need a heart rate monitor. If you have an Apple Watch or something equivalent, that does the job. But if you don't, I would recommend getting a chest strap heart rate monitor. You'd have an app on your phone that tracks everything. The importance of this is that you want to work out in a fat burning heart rate zone. That's the only time you're going to make that progress. And the last one, get a kitchen weighing scale. You want to make sure you know how much you're eating. Nutrition. You are what you eat. You need to be putting in clean, whole food into your system to make sure that your body can process it and can shed all the fat. Anything that is in a wrapping with a label on it, chances are it's got all kinds of sugar that you don't need. Avoid soda, pop, anything that's loaded with sugar, processed food. Just reduce all that. Have whole foods. At least try it out for the next 6 months during this program that you're going to be following and see what difference it makes in your life. So clean foods is most important. Your body requires certain amount of energy or calories to consume. You need to make sure you're eating less than that. Typically, in a sedentary kind of lifestyle, I would assume it's somewhere in the 2000 calorie range. My recommendation would be to look at a nutrition plan that's about 1600 to 1800 calories a day, split into 3 or 4 meals. So eating about 1600-1700 calories while your body is burning about 2000 calories. The deficit between these two is what's going to help you shed that weight. We talked about 1 to 2 pounds a week. This is what's going to help you do that. So you got that 1700-1800 calories. You've broken it down into 3 different meals. You need to control the portion you're eating. Imagine a plate. Take 1/4 of that plate for carbohydrate. Divide the rest into 2 between protein and fiber. Let's make it simpler. 1 cup or 1 serving of carbs, you want 2 cups or 2 servings of protein and 2 cups or 2 servings of fiber. And make sure you just stick with 1 plate. That's your portion control. You have 3 such meals or 4 such meals in a day that does not exceed 1800 calories, and you are on your way to shedding that fat. So now on to exercises. Exercise is going to help increase the calories that you spend in a day. So that way you shed more weight or more fat as you exercise. The second thing that exercise does is, as you start getting into a little bit more of strength training exercise, it's going to preserve your muscle mass and help you shed fat instead. So give you an idea, that's 1 kilo of fat. That's the size of it. The volume of a 1 kilo muscle is that. So as you can see, you may look different for the same weight. just because the volume is different. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So you want to shed more of the fat and get a lot more toned. And that'll happen over a period in time. We'll start with walking. I'd like you to walk for 30 minutes every day. Wear your heart rate monitor and make sure you're walking at a heart rate that's within that fat burning zone for the entire duration. The first couple of days, as you cover the 30 minutes, make sure you keep track of the distance, and the app will do that for you. You will know what distance you cover in 30 minutes. That's your baseline. From there, I'd like you to shave off 1 minute every 2 weeks. By the end of the 12 weeks program, you would be walking the same distance that you started with in under 25 minutes instead of 30 minutes. So that's 5, maybe 7 minutes faster. That way you've increased the intensity of the walking in a gradual way, and you've been shedding the weight. The second thing we're going to do is incorporate exercises that's going to help you in some postural correction as well as some functional movements that will get you started into doing more rigorous exercises as you get stronger. The first one that I'd like to address is a fixed forward head position. This is a common phenomenon that you see across humanity today because of the laptops that we spend our time on, the phones and tablets that we keep texting onto. Your head tends to be leaning forward, and that causes significant amount of load on your spine. Depending on how much time you spend looking down or looking forward with your head kind of tilted in front, that could be anywhere up to 20 or 30 kilos of extra weight on your spine, and that causes stress across your neck. We need to address that to start with and get a little bit of strength going and postural correction. You don't want your head in a fixed forward position this way, where a lot of people tend to be walking in the same kind of a posture even if they're not on their phone or devices. What you want to be in is not rounded shoulders with your head in front. You want your chest out, your shoulders strong and up and standing tall, and your ear in line with your shoulder, not in front. That's the right position you want to get into, and that's what we want to start addressing with some of these exercises. And then we'll follow it up with 2 or 3 functional movements like chair sit positions and a wall push-up that'll get you stronger gradually. So these are baby steps that you're taking to build that foundation, but where you really start losing your weight is through the walking. Let me demonstrate the exercises. Get your heart rate monitor, get a chair, get a towel, and let's get going. So the first 5 exercises are going to be to correct that fixed forward head position. So the first exercise we're going to do is called the chin tuck. Because the fixed forward head position gets your head in front, what we're going to do is we're going to tuck the chin in and take it as much towards the back as you can. And if you're sitting on a sofa, just go back till your head touches the headrest, and then you can release it. Do it about 2 or 3 times and hold it for a couple of seconds at the chin tuck position at the back. Like I said, you can do it between your work, between watching TV, numerous times during the day. The second exercise will help open up the shoulders and give a little bit more strength to the neck muscle. This is the hand head pull push. So the first thing we're going to do is interlace your fingers and place it at the back of your head, somewhere around just above the neck area. And once in this position, get your elbows together and open them out completely, and do this 3 or 4 times in a controlled fashion. Once you've done that, holding an open position, apply pressure from your hands to push your head forward. At the same time, apply pressure using your neck and pushing your head back. So you're basically doing a push-pull. You're pulling with your hands in front and you're pushing with your neck behind and applying that pressure. Hold that pressure for a couple of seconds and release. And do that another 2 or 3 times. Third exercise is, because of the fixed forward head position, the neck muscles in the front get shortened. We want to stretch those out. For this one, the third exercise is turn your head roughly 45 degrees to the right. So you're looking in between your shoulder and your forward position. And at this angle, stretch your head back. When you do this, you will feel a stretch in your neck muscle, your front neck muscle. Hold it for a couple of seconds, bring back, and then turn the other direction and repeat. Another 2, 3, 5 times, depending on how much time you've got. The fourth exercise is trap engagement. Your traps need to be strong to hold up your posture. So what we're going to do in this one is open up your hands and stretch them behind. Imagine a ball or a tomato right in the center of your back, and you're trying to squeeze that. Hold that position for a couple of counts. Back. Lower your hands shoulder height. Do the same thing. Squeeze at the center of your back. Release. And then at the bottom, at your hip level, do the same thing. Squeeze, hold for a couple of counts, and release. So you've got 3 angles that you've attacked in addressing your trap and activating it. The fifth exercise is trap stretch. This exercise is to release any tension in your trap. And if your shoulders are tight because they're weak, it helps in releasing the tension in that muscle as well. The way to perform this exercise is taking your right hand, place it over the back pocket of your left side. When in this position, make sure you've got your shoulders rolled back, standing straight, ears aligned to your shoulder. Tilt your shoulder towards the left, towards the direction where your palms placed, and stretch and feel the stretch in your neck. You will feel the stretch around the neck and the trap and the shoulders. Stretch and hold for about 5 or 10 seconds. Come back, release. Do the same thing on the other side. The left hand goes on to the right side and tilt your head, keeping your ear in line with your shoulder. Tilt your head and feel the stretch along your neck, your trap, and your shoulders. Hold for a 5 to 10 second and release. You could do this about 3 to 5 times and feel that stretch and just feel that tension being released. So these were the 5 exercises. That's for posture correction and strengthening the neck area and the posture around your upper back. Now we've got the last 3 exercises. These are functional movements to get you into a little bit more of the strength training. The only equipment that you need for the exercise is a sturdy chair. I'd recommend a wooden chair, not a sofa. You don't want to be sinking into it because you're going to be doing some functional movements. You just need something that's sturdy, preferably a wooden chair. The first exercise is a chair sit. Typically, when you're overweight, this is a very difficult one to start with. Therefore, you want to start early and get that strength on your legs and your hip movement. Stand with your heel about half a feet in front of the chair. Once in this position, either you can clasp your hand around your chest or hold it in front or behind your neck, whatever you prefer, but do not take support if you can. In the early stages, if you need to take a little bit of support and get used to it, that's fine, but consciously get away from relying on any kind of support. So all you have to do here is, from this position, sit down onto the chair. As you touch, come back up. Do not rest for too long. All you're doing is sitting down or touching and coming back up. I'd like you to do 5, maybe 10 of these. The second exercise using the same chair would be a toe tap. Facing the chair, standing about a feet away from the chair, lift your knee up, touch the chair with your toe and back. Alternate legs, That's one count. So tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Do that another 5 in each leg, or 10 in each leg if you can. And the last exercise is to strengthen your shoulders and your chest. It's a wall push-up. Because you wouldn't be in a position to do a push-up on the floor as yet, or even on an incline on the chair, start with a wall push-up. So to perform a wall push-up, you need to stand in front of a wall at a distance where your arms cannot reach the wall. From this position, lean into the wall with your palm at a chest level. Once you're in this position, you're most likely to be at the ball of your feet in this kind of a tilt position. From this position, perform a push-up onto the wall where you touch your nose or your chin to the wall and push yourself back up using your arms. Make sure that your elbow is not flared out. You want it roughly 45 degrees to the body, and perform about 2 to 5, and if you can do more, do 10 push-ups. With that, it's a wrap for the base level exercise. So here you are, week 6, week 7, lost hopefully 6, 7 or 8 pounds and ready for the next level. First thing on the next level, you've been walking for 30 minutes. You started with 30 minutes, a certain distance, and hopefully you're covering that distance in probably less than 25 minutes now. That's your new pace. With that pace, I'd like you to walk for 30 minutes, if possible 40 minutes in level 1, and shave off 1 minute every 2 weeks for the next 6 weeks. So by the end of the 6th week, you would be walking this new distance 5 minutes faster than where you will start today. The second one is in your exercises. For your stretching and posture correction, we'll add 2 more exercises to the exercise that we already did in the base. We did 5 exercises, we'll add 2 more to that. The 6th exercise will be shoulder rotation. You'll form large circles moving your hand forward 3 times and then in the reverse direction 3 times. Once you're done with your right hand, shift over to the left. The 7th exercise, you will be forming short circles, holding your hands to your side. Form short circles moving forward with your palm facing up and reverse direction. Again 3 to 5 in each direction. That's your stretching and posture correction. Moving on to the functional piece, you did 3 exercises: chair sit, toe tap on the chair, and a wall push-up. We'll add 2 more. The first one is butt kick, and the way you do a butt kick is shift your weight onto the right leg or one side, and with the other leg just lift your heel up and touch or try to touch your butt. Once you've done that, shift your weight onto the other leg, and with the leg that does not bear the weight, lift your heel up and touch the butt. That would be count 1. So you move from one leg to another. If you need support, get the chair in front of you and use that for support. From the side, this is how it looks. Step, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step, kick. That's the 4th exercise. The 5th exercise is high knee. And the way you do the high knee, standing with your feet shoulder width apart, you lift your knee up to your hip level and touch your palm and back down. Switch legs and keep performing that for about 5 to 10 counts in each leg. So that's level 1. You're walking faster, you're covering longer distance. Now in level 1, you're also covering 10 extra minutes of walking, and that's going to help you in your caloric burn. And from your functional and postural correction point of view, you've added in 2 more exercises in each section. With that, it's a wrap for level 1. So that's part 1. Follow this routine for the next 12 weeks. Keep track of your progress as I described. That's the BMI chart, and I am pretty confident that by the end of the 12 weeks, you would have moved from red to amber, and in the following 12 weeks in part 2, you will be getting further into a healthy BMI zone. So keep at it, keep track of your progress, reach out if I can help you in any which way, and stay fit.